Get out of storage. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mm, mm. On the late night tip tonight. We on a late night tip. We on a late night tip. Hold on. We on a late night tip tonight. What's up? Hit that like button. Hit the like button coming to the door. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, King of Media Podcast. What's going on, Darius? My man. Are you recovered from your birthday, sir? You was out there looking like you was getting it in, boy. Hope you had a nice birthday weekend, Darius. Hit the like button coming through the door, please. Out here in my deluxe apartment in the sky. Hold on. Hold on. There's people coming in. Coming in. Come on in. State where you from, huh? Where you repping? It's just Heaven Hollywood. I am live in Toronto, Canada, by way of Long Island, New York. Strong Island, where we got them wildin'. Strong Island, where we got them wildin' at. Okay? Don't ever get it messed up. It's New York in the building. Strong. Okay? So, yeah, I did see that they're looking for Bob for interviews that tell stories. So that sounds like to me like they might need she might be getting that Vanguard award. Why else would they need Barbs that know how to tell stories? I think I think she might be getting that Vanguard award, and that might be having something to do with it. Because that's not normal. I don't ever remember anybody saying that for any other artist. Hey, we're gonna get what's up, Nicki? Jake let him know he's in the Queen's dressing room. Jake said, I ain't playing around. Kenny ain't here. I'm gonna get as close as possible. What's up, Shanta? You stay in the east, not the west? Having a night, that's right. All the ladies get your rabbits and you go steal the remote control vibrators from your man or woman. Miss Saucy Baby, aka Miss Sucky Baby. Nicki, go steal that remote control from your nigga and bring it to me. I be doing all sorts of shit. I'm turning that motherfucker up. Dolly, what's up? My assistant is here. How come I don't wait? How come I don't see a wrench on Dolly? I don't understand. I thought I been made Dolly a moderator. Like, what is going on? It's my baby there. Miss Sucky. All right, leave people come in a little bit. Foxy and Kim fought back in the late 90s. I'm going to give you the tea. Compulsive media. I'm going to give you the tea on Kim and Fox. Fox Boogie Brown. A lot of stuff going on. They said, I saw a post. They said they don't want to see the Barbie and the Barty. What's happening? What's going on here? What is going on here? Why are they saying that? Man, there's been a lot of stuff going on this week. So much I can't even keep up. I'm just now catching up to everything. I lost track after Monday, Tuesday with the fake Kate Miller, and once it got exposed that those screenshots wasn't real, I stopped paying attention. I'm not even gonna hold you. Because once it was exposed that the screenshot wasn't real, to me, wasn't nothing real after that. So I know that Nicki Minaj has released another little 30 seconds more snippet. I know they got the show coming up tomorrow. Shout out to anybody that's gonna be out there. You know what I mean? Be careful with your footage. They are going to be monitoring footage. They're gonna be monitoring footage. Just be careful. Just hit the like button coming through the door. Was it Friday night? It's Friday night, man. I know y'all. It's 12:30. It should be nobody. Y'all should be piling in this bitch. Y'all ain't got nothing else more exciting going on than moi. Not at this time of night. Y'all probably get ready to power down, go to sleep. If your nigga ain't fucked you by now, or if you ain't fucked your nigga by now, you ain't getting no pussy or dick tonight. So you might as well just forget it. You might as well just tune in to me, because if you ain't fucked yet, you're not getting fucked tonight. So you might as well just tune in to me. And you over there smiling and laughing, you better not be getting nothing. And you know who I'm talking to. So, where do we begin? Where do we begin? I guess we got to begin with Beyonce. And people, let's see. Let's go. Let's go find this Beyonce thingy. Beyonce dropped a remix of "Break My Soul." She did it with the queen of pop, Madge, Madonna. Did it with Madonna. Huh? Let's see here. So hold up. You know like I love you. Slow down. Hold on a second. So here we go. We're going in here. Let's go to neighborhood talk. We'll go to that page. Y'all let me know if y'all can see this. Y'all let me know if you can see it. Let me know if y'all can see this. When you can see the screen. Well, y'all, that might be the closest y'all ever get to that Holy Trinity. At least she mentioned you all. Beyonce mentioned all three on the same record. Looked out, and there is hope for the Holy Trinity. Look, oh, look out, y'all! Look out! Can y'all see that? There is hope. Never thought you'd hear those names, Dolly. Well, this is Beyonce we're talking about. This is Beyonce we talking about. She took pictures with him, so this shouldn't be that shocking. Y'all notice, surprisingly, when you look at that list real quickly, what diva was missing from that list? Y'all notice that? Y'all notice who was missing? What's up, Marcel? Y'all notice who's missing off that list? Yep. And I know she is heated. So you know the ego Mimi got. To be honest, I don't mess with none of those bitches, to be honest. Jai, you see how I did that? You see how I did that, right? Let me tell you. Yes, Madge. Let me tell you something, man. That I always told people, don't play with Madge, man. Don't play with Madonna. That she's nothing to play with. You're talking about a woman who was during the '80s, who's been doing this since the '80s, and she's still out there. She's still rich as fuck. I mean, it's not like she ain't spend most of her money or she out here like struggling to do shows because she needs to make money. No, she do shows when she wants. She do tours when she wants. She probably might be finished doing tours. She might do one more. I think she. I don't remember her saying she's retired. So she makes records when she wants. She does tours when she wants. She does shows when she wants. So it's not like she has to tour, like unfortunately, like some of our people, because we didn't take care of them. Mr. Biggs, 80 years old, still doing festivals and gotta go out on the road. The man's 80 years old. Should be sitting home enjoying his grandkids, enjoying the final stages of his life. But instead, he gotta go out on the road. That's crazy. Ron Isley, as much money, as much records as he made, as much times as we sampled his records and then made even more money probably than what he made off the original record. And this man's 80 years old and he still got to do festivals. Man, that's nuts. That's nuts to me. Um, yeah, Mariah did not get a mention. Now, the funny thing is, we've seen her over the last few years be hanging with Mariah. But I don't know how much, as I said before, yes, Beyonce is the queen of music and Madonna is the queen of pop, but Madonna don't take no orders from Beyonce. Right? Madonna is a high priestess. Okay? She's a high priestess. So she don't take orders. Barbara Streisand, high priestess. They don't take orders from people. All right. So if Madonna said another thing, what a lot of people was asking me, how come she didn't mention Mariah Carey? She got beef with Mariah Carey? No, but Madge does. Right? Now that Vogue little part, the little part with Vogue, that feels though Doja Cat's losing her mind. I think Doja Cat is they're about to put her in MK Ultra. I think she is, it's time for her to re-up with Dr. Luke. I think she's probably, not trying to do it. Whenever they start shaving off their heads like that means their head has been messed with or it's about to be messed with. Mind control. They start feeling like they want to take their hair off. Kanye West was feeling like that. Britney Spears shaved off her shit. When they just come up out of nowhere and shave their head. And it ain't for no movie role, then something's up. They're going through something mentally. So Doja Cat say, "Oh, it's just because I never really liked hair." Stop it. Stop it. I look back at all your old pictures and stuff like that. I've never seen you with a bald head. Going back to either cow, moo moo, and all this other stuff she's saying now, all the wigs, the uncomfortable, this, that, and the other. You can tell just by the way she acts. She's going through something in her eyes. You can see it in her eyes. You came here, you had a very successful year. They're looking at you like, okay, so now what are you gonna do for us? You see what we did for you? We're putting your name in the bright lights. You're getting your names mentioned. The first female rapper do this, first female rapper do that. We're giving you all these accolades. We're putting your name, make sure your name is showing up and all these different things. Now, what are you going to do? Time to meet with Dr. Luke again. Dr. Luke is the producer of Nicki Minaj's song. So everybody, if you notice, is starting to go back to Dr. Luke for the pop rap records. Nicki Minaj really had no choice because he's the only one that she didn't blackballed from. Because remember, at that point during that time, he was also being casted out of the industry because he was going through all that stuff with Kesha. He had to wait until all that stuff cleared up for people to start coming back to him again. And I mean, Saweetie, I mean, all of the black female rappers. You notice that. Keep your eye on that now. As G from in case you didn't know says, keep your eye on it. If Cardi B comes out with her album and she got a record with Dr. Luke, child. Then Carisha pulled the mental breakdown card to get on the boat with Diddy and get his attention. Listen, Carisha's in a tough spot. She's dealing with a November 4th Scorpio. I already know how that is. I'm November 4th. Me and Diddy got the same birthday. Same birthday. We was born, ironically, don't try to say I'm the devil. We were born 6 minutes apart. Oh, everybody, heaven's Illuminati. Him and Diddy born 6 minutes apart. Yes. So, the bottom line is, you are Illuminati. So the bottom line is, Carisha I saw this on a blog. It was, and I think it was G or J, but they sized it up perfectly. Started out that was her sugar daddy, right? Diddy wanted to get him a young thing. He tried it with Lori Harvey, didn't work out, right? So he was looking around. Carisha was one of the young popular girls, right? He needed a girl that garnished a lot of attention, and let's not get it twisted. Somebody who was fine. Carisha garnished a lot of attention, and she was fine. He couldn't get Sweetie. Sweetie messed with his son, right? So the whole thing with Joy, he was testing out Drea, Joy, and Carisha at the same time. At first, before Carisha stepped in, it was Drea and Joy. So he had it down to Drea and Joy. And he was going to go with Joy. And then he ended up meeting Carisha. So he had kind of said, forget Drea. I'm going to go with Joy. Like Joy is a little bit easier to, manipulate. Drea has been in the game for a while. She's a little older than those girls. She's in her 30s. Joy and Carisha still in their 20s. So Drea has been around the world, and you can't really manipulate her like you used to be able to. So Drea was like, nah, I'm not with all that. So he started messing with Joy and Carisha. And then I guess he figured, with Joy, he was dealing with the Bow Wow thing, and he didn't want to have to deal with Bow Wow's mouth. Now Bow Wow crying to all the blogs about, oh yeah, this I'm gonna get into that too. So, Carisha is in an Aquarius. Aquarius is like Aquarius can get, addicted to Scorpios. And what happened is Diddy was just like, yeah, I just need, I'm trying to move on, I'm trying to move on, and I just need to have some fun right now. You know what I'm saying? I just need to have a good time. We go exotic places. You know what I mean? I got my own yacht. I got my own private jet. We go out to exotic places. I make you feel good. You make me feel good, And Carisha's sitting there like, yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? So Carisha had never had nobody to trick on her like this. I'm gonna get into all the Mariah Carey stuff too. Carisha ain't never had nobody to trick on her like this. So it's making her feel special. She's like, she's a city girl. Like, what's she doing with somebody like Diddy? Now you a Diddy girl. She went from a city girl to a Diddy girl. She see Diddy done dated, Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Lopez. Like, he was dating Cassie. Been attached to a lot of. She like, I'm not even supposed to be in that category. So at first, Diddy has explained what he's on way back on the Breakfast Club. If y'all want to look up that interview on the Breakfast Club, he already explained what type of bullshit he's on. He has a love contract. If you're gonna be my main girl or whatever, he has to see how you can get through the love contract. When he first got Cassie, he didn't just make Cassie his main girl out the blue. The same struggles that Carisha's going through, Cassie was going through. Cassie had to deal with him dealing with this girl and that girl. He still had Kim Porter. He was still messing with Sarah, his other baby mother. You know what I mean? He was still, at the same time, still trying to get back with J-Lo. Then he was messing with Cameron Diaz for a while. You know what I mean? Trying to get at the sniffer, Nicole Kidman. Like when he had Cassie for the first couple of years, he was trying. Then don't forget about Kris Jenner. He was smashing Kris Jenner for many years. Not normally, or not a lot, but if he's coming to LA and Kris is there and they're gonna be in the same facility or what have you, him and Kris Jenner would do their thing. So Cassie was dealing with a lot of stuff, but after like the first 3 years, he's like, oh, okay. Then he made Cassie like the main girl, and it was like his girl, right? That's what be like his girl. But at any other time, there wasn't no other women. If he got caught, and then he wasn't supposed to be with any other chicks at that time. So Carissa's in that trial period where she first started out like, I'm just gonna get the head and the bread, and then I'm out. And that's what Diddy was like, I'll break you off, you break me off. You need shopping money, you need this. You come to New York, you come to events with me, especially events with there's younger people. So I'll have a young, hip, a chick that everybody knows on my arm. But see, the problem is Carissa started falling for Diddy. That's the problem. I'm going to get on Pete, everything. Carissa started falling for Diddy. And then that is where the issues came in. Because now she had not fallen for him the first time this Gina whatever showed her face, because she was just like ignoring her. She was like laughing. And nobody think about him. Remember the first time she made the record, Put Your Rich Ass to Sleep? She was mentioning other niggas in the record. But then Diddy's whole thing is, if I'm going to be flying you out on my private jet, if I'm going to be taking you and your friends on my island and to these private islands, you not going to be fucking nobody else. This is me. I'm controlling the whole shit. That's a Scorpio for you. I'm controlling the whole shit. So if I'm controlling shit, I better not see you with nobody. If I see you with somebody else, it's over. If you see me with somebody else, well, that's just something you're going to have to accept. Because I said, I'm going to give you 75% of me. He explained this whole thing on the Breakfast Club. You're going to get 75% me and 25% bullshit. You're going to have to accept the 25% bullshit. He's like, if you do accept that 25% bullshit, look all the shit you get. So that is that's pretty much what it is with Diddy. It's kind of like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather took that style and bit. He went and was, I like your style. I like the way you move around. You know what I'm saying? See, what I'm saying is, if I'm taking care of you, whatever you come with, that's what you leave with. Once you in, you can have all the living lavish, all lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Everything you get, everything, as long as you in my mansion, you gonna live the life I'm living. But see, what I'm saying is, once I'm done with you, you leave what you came with. You're not leaving with the bags you had when you got here. Once you got here, those bags that you got, I'm loaning them to you. As long as you with me, they're yours. Once you're not with me no more, they go back to the rightful owner, which is me. So Floyd is a little different. Floyd is like Diddy too. Like he got chicks and got main girls and side girls and bottom bitches and another. But the difference between Floyd and Diddy, Diddy gives you gifts. He ain't gonna take them back. When you get gifts from Floyd, you are on borrow. What's up, Bree? As long as you act right. When Miss Jackson broke up with Floyd, he said, "Oh, okay. You leave what you came with. I wrote here's a list right here. Yeah, I got your clothes. I got the." So what Floyd do is, once they come in and he moved them in his mansion, he take all your wardrobe and put it aside, just in case y'all break up. He got a bag, allegedly. One of the girls that used to work for him came on my radio show years ago. And when she was explaining to me how Floyd give it up, it blew my mind. I was like, I can't believe women allow themselves to be treated like that. But that's another story for another day. Maybe I'll put down industry stories about Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd, put yourself in a bag like you going to jail. When you leave Floyd, you try to walk out there with that pocketbook. Where you going? Hold on. Yeah, I know you leaving. But come here, give me that bag. That's my bag. That ain't your bag. Did you come here with this? That ain't your bag. Floyd sent them back to the streets the way they came in. So Carisha made a classic mistake, but she fell in love with the sugar daddy. And she was just out of a relationship. It was rumors that Southside was being abusive, just like her other baby daddy. So now she going in back-to-back relationships and with niggas is being abusive. Now, I believe right before I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see this thing with Sweetie because I want to see if Carisha asked her anything about Quavo. I'm interested because the rumor has it that Carisha gave Quavo some pussy. That's after Quavo had split with Sweetie. That's the rumor. Yeah, I caught Earl Gotti. Right. So let me answer some questions. I know y'all wanted some questions. Joy is 32 already. Okay. Mariah is great, but too stuck in her rich lifestyle. Without her rich image, she does not know reality. Plus, Madonna said Mariah is too stuck up. Yeah, Madonna and Mariah don't get along. It could be, especially if Madonna got something to do with the song. She'll be like, "Hey, I love the song. I love the idea, but we're not mentioning Mariah. Not in the song that I'm on." She does not get along with Mariah Carey. But and then again, she don't really get along with Janet either. But you can't leave Janet out. You know what I'm saying? You can't leave Janet out. Beyonce and Janet had an issue with Beyonce. Beyonce didn't really have an issue with Janet. But Janet had an issue with Beyonce years ago, something to do with Michael. Um, I don't really remember it. I'll have to look it up, but probably since years has passed, Janet's non-confrontational. So as years pass, if she don't hold a grudge against Justin Timberlake, I know she don't hold no grudge against Beyonce. But I forgot exactly what the issue was. Yeah, she mentioned Janet. Um, she mentioned Janet. She mentioned Tony. Yeah, better. Because if you didn't mention Tony, I would have went to that damn studio myself. Okay. Better mention Tony, Michelle, Braxton, Beyonce. So yeah, that must have been it. It was something that she said, but anyway, Beyonce drops this song out now. Don't you think it's a little ironic? Let me see if I can play a part of it. Hold on.
The House of Ninja, the House of London, House of Telfar, House of Ladoja, House of Alicia, Whitney.
So she said, so Beyonce and Madonna, once they do the striker pose, if you guys have never heard the song Vogue, please go look it up. All you youngins. So for all you youngins, I'll see if I remember it. I'm not sure. I have not heard the song in many, many years. But there is a part in Vogue when Madonna starts shouting out all the Hollywood Scarlets that came before her. Greta Garbo, Amaro, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Lauren Catherine, Lauren Catherine, Jimmy Dean on the cover of a magazine, Grace Kelly, hollow sheet pictures of a beauty queen, Grace Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Dance on Air. They had style, they had grace. Rita Hayworth gave great face. Lauren Catherine, Vanna too, Betty Davis, we love you. Ladies with an attitude, fellas that were in the mood, don't just stand there. Let's get to it. Strike a pose. There's nothing to it. Vogue. All right. So she named off the Hollywood Scarlets, right? Then we have this little portion where Beyonce, with her brilliance, throws in her "You Can Do It." So what they do is combine the song, combine Vogue with what's her song, "Break My Soul." You and break my soul, and then she throws in her Rosetta Tharpe, Santa Gold, Bessie Smith, Nina Simone, Betty Davis. She doing Betty Davis too. Betty Davis, Solange Knowles, Badu, Lizzo, Kelly Rowe. Okay, that was cool. Lauren Hill, Roberta Flack, Tony, Janet, Tierra Whack. Listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I know Tierra Whack is I know Tierra Whack is a talented but I'm sorry, honey. Mariah Carey better go there. You better find a way to slip in Mimi. Like, come on, Beyonce and Madge. Tierra Whack. Missy. Oh, I didn't even see Missy the first time. Diana, which is Diana Ross. Grace Jones. And she'll put Grace Jones in there twice. Grace Jones. She loves Grace Jones like Beyonce loves Grace Jones. Missy, Diana, Grace Jones, Aretha, Anita, which is Anita Baker, Grace Jones. She said Grace Jones again. Helen Fullerside, I don't know who that is. I do. Jilly from Philly, which is Jill Jones. Jill Scott, we love you. No, I love you, boo. I'm sorry. There has to be somewhere where Mimi can get it. If you didn't mention her there, come on, Beyonce. You got to mention her at least on. Then there's another part, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, hell no. There's another part also where she could have slid Mimi's ass in there. Grace Jones was mentioned twice. Find a way to get Mimi in there, B. Come on now. I'm surprised Jay wasn't like, what about Mimi? You know, Jay didn't like that, boy. But I think it was brilliant. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think the second part was something like Riri, Nicki, Riri, Michelle. She actually mentioned Michelle like on that second verse. Hold on. Let me see where that part comes in at. Love thy hater, woo. No. She mentioned Aaliyah there. Mother of House, Michelle, Chloe, Holly, Aaliyah. Mother of the House, Alicia, Whitney, Riri. Oh, she mentioned Whitney, but not Mariah. Riri, Nicki, House of Revlon, House of Laboja, House of Amazon, House of Avion, House of Balmain, with the flow. So she is running off the house, the other fashion houses. Brilliant idea. This is why she's the smartest woman in music. She's married to the smartest man in music. And they just know how to finesse the game. They know that Khalees, shout out to Khalees, because Khalees is a part of the reason that made this happen, because everyone was on Beyonce's ass this week. They were on her ass. Right after Khalees said she says she's for women, she says she's for unity, she says she's for empowerment, but I do it. I don't just talk about it. Now that she's come out with this record and she's with Madonna and she's talking and she mentions all these people, all that talk's gonna disappear. She know what she's doing. All that talk's gonna disappear. You know what I mean? So all this stuff that dropped, she sees everybody talking. Um, she sees everybody talking about, oh, there's Beyonce. She been doing this, you know. She saw Khalees say, oh, she's got the devil behind her. Now, of course, she's never going to admit it. Let's just be honest. They never going to admit it. They're never going to be like, they'll say stuff like, you hating with that Illuminati shit, whatever. But you're never going to really ever hear people who are rocking with Goat Lucy. They're never going to admit that they're doing that. Like, you see a couple of crazy white ones admit. Kanye, I sold my soul to the devil. It was a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. Now you get a couple of them like, but shout out to Beyonce knows she's playing chess while everybody else is playing backgammon. They ain't even playing checkers. Backgammon. Let's see. So that was that. I don't even know if it's on YouTube yet. Let me find Skeet. Well, y'all see that? Skeet and Kimmy Cakes are no more. He won't be skeeting on her Kimmy Cakes. He won't be skeeting on Kimmy's Cakes no time soon, according to multiple reports. Now, according to reports, Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian have split. I will give you what I was told from Du. Yes, I have a personal business relationship with Dubois, right? I will tell you what Du told me, and I can say their name aloud because it's cool. They told me this. I can say this out loud. So about a week ago when I was talking to Du, I was like, when I saw the headline, hey, I ran it by and I said, what do you think of this whole Kanye and Kim co-parents that is co-parenting better now that Pete Davidson is out of the country, right? Then you start seeing all of these positive remarks with Kanye and Kim. Then all of a sudden, Kanye breaks up with Shani, right? Kanye breaks up with Shani right around the time that Pete Davidson leaves the country. Little too much coincidence for me. I said from the beginning, Pete Davidson is not Kim Kardashian's type. I said it from day one, right? I said it from day one. The only reason that Kim gave Pete Davidson a try was for a couple of reasons. Number one, she got a little jealous of Courtney, and then Courtney started hanging out with Megan Fox. Megan Fox, man, is kind of similar to Courtney's man. So when this happened with Kanye, Courtney's is always teasing Kim. She's been telling for years, you better get a white guy. Why don't you try dating a white guy? Like you're white. I don't understand that. You're white. No matter how much you think you're black, you're not. You're white. So why don't you date white men? And they get into they used to get in arguments all the time about that. So Kim was like, you know what? Pete Davidson is kind of like Courtney's boyfriend. They all paint their nails. They all paint their toenails. You know, they paint their nails, color their hair, tattoos everywhere. You know, they're all the same guy. Uh, you know, Tommy Lee, this dude, MGK, Pete Davidson, like they're all the same dude. So Kim's like, if I'm gonna try a white guy, I'm not gonna try a guy like Travis Kelsey, who's really just a black guy in a white guy's skin. People like Travis Kelsey and Who else is a white guy like Travis Kelsey who dates black girls and stuff like that? I'll think of another guy like that in a minute. But she's like, I'm not gonna date a white guy like that because he still has the mentality of a black guy. Right? So and Pete is all and Kim Kardashian was already warned by Ponytail, allegedly. It's real emotional. I'm just gonna tell you. I'm not saying not to get involved with him. You can do what you want, but he's real emotional. So, and she knows that when it's time for Kim to get rid of him, she's basically saying she's not gonna be able to get rid of him because she couldn't get rid of him. And to the point where she was getting ready to get a restraining order, and then he started faking a suicide attempt. And then, Ariana was talking about coming over there and this, that, and the third because he was faking suicide attempts. Gonna say he's gonna commit suicide when they split and this, that, and the third. So he done went and tattooed Kim's kids' initials on his body, and trust me, this dude's gonna be a pain in the neck. Kim, that's why I said Kim should have never got involved with this dude. Should have never got involved with this dude. So Ponytail tried to warn her. But you see, like I said, it's Ponytail's fault because that's what started. It's her fault that all these women start dating Pete Davidson. And if you look back at his history, they've all dated him around the same amount of time. Around the same amount of time. All right. Who needed? So they should realize when you look at Pete Davidson's dating history prior to Ponytail, right? Prior to Ponytail, she was really the first really known name he was with. He dated a girl named Carly Aquino, who nobody knows. He dated Cassie David, who nobody knows. Now, just listen to these names. He dated Carly Aquino, nobody knows who she is, and Cassie David. Then he looked up and he dates Ponytail in 2018. Right? After Ponytail comes out and says she's dating him because his D is the size of a remote control, listen to these names after this. Kate Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale dates him in 2019. She only stays with him through 2019. Margaret Qualley, actress. She dated him in 2019 as well. Only stayed with him 2019. Then Kaya Gerber, another actress. Also dated in 2019. And I don't know who Phoebe Dunnever is. Dated him right before Kim. So he started getting all these women after that is called dick marketing. You get Ariana Grande, somebody like Ariana Grande, who everybody was saying, why are you with Pete Davidson? Like, he's way beneath you. He's below you. Like, he's like a comic on SNL. He wasn't even the top dog on SNL. Like, why are you with this guy? All right. So But you see, what happened was Ariana Ponytail came up with that, and he even said, actually, it's not really that big. Ponytail came up with something to justify herself because her friends had started to joke on her. So friends are like, let's be honest, Ari. Why are you with that guy? So people's joking on him. And then on top of that, the whole thing with Mac Miller. Like she is really just rebounding. After she got out of the relationship with Mac Miller, she just rebounded with Pete. She called him one night. He was funny. And there's one thing about him, he's funny. Women love niggas that tell jokes. Women love niggas that can make them laugh. So he laughed her right up out of her vulnerable panties one night. And then she be like, okay, she slept with him because he's funny. And he, she needed him at that moment. But after a while, she's like, I'm not going to stay with this guy. Then the whole thing with him sending Mac Miller the sex tape or the sexual pictures that he sent Mac Miller reportedly, and then after that, what Mac Miller died less than a week later, and everybody said he pretty much may have taken his life, and then she found out that he sent those pictures, and then she said, "No, I gotta get rid of you." Because he had sent those pictures, the same type of picture. Now the incident that he sent to Kanye. Remember, he took a picture in Kanye's bed, up to the same stuff, right? So, but if you notice, ever since Ponytail opened her big mouth, these women have been on Pete Davidson. Right. So now that Pete is, oh yeah, my girlfriend, yeah, I just hang out with my girlfriend. That's all I really do. Now remember, he done quit. Now he's not on SNL anymore. He thought he was, you know what? I'm gonna be with Kim at least for this. Didn't even last a year, I don't think. 9 months. So what's happened is, I believe if it's a PR stunt, they don't have 9-month contracts with PR relationships. It's a year or more, or you get to the year, you can re-up. It's 6 months, I think. They're probably 6 months, but they were in the 9th month, unless they've been split up for 3 months. Now I know they have been having issues prior. They've not been talking for a few weeks, but it hasn't been 3 months. Now he's not on SNL anymore. He probably thought this was going to get him big time gigs. They got him a couple of movie roles. He's out of the country filming. So from what I'm hearing, what Du told me was the E Network, they're pissed off at Kim and Pete because they wanted this to last a little bit longer to shoot their ratings up, because they had things planned for them for season 2, and they got still a couple more scenes coming up at the end of this season, and it will do much better if her and Pete are really still together. So I don't rule out one quick reconciliation, and then once the season's over, they might be done for good. But these two, these two are not going to he is not Kim's type. He is not. Somebody told me to go to Girls in Rap, because I asked a question about what do they mean when they say they don't want to see the Barbie with the Barty. Let me see what they're talking about. Girls in Rap. I guess this is the site. I'm not following them. How poppin' can they be? Let me stop. Let me see what I'm looking for. Cardi B liked a post from Nicki Minaj. Oh, all right. So this must be it. This is what they said to look for. Nicki Minaj likes posts of Cardi B debunking rumors over fake ex-assistant. Let me see. Can y'all see that? But Barbies rise. They don't want to see Barbie with the Barty. Oh, girls in rap. Shout out to girls in rap. I never heard of that site. Oh, I have heard of this. Okay, I've seen them on Twitter. I the same site. All right, so I think I followed them on Twitter. Girls in rap. Okay. Bacarbi's rise. Bacarbi's. They got the name picked out and everything. Bacarbi's rise. They don't want to see Barbie with the Barbie. So let me take a look. It said Nicki Minaj liked. So it's on site. Cardi B debunks troll account that accused Nicki Minaj of speaking negatively against Cardi's child. It's not true. Liked by Nicki Minaj. Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's unpack this. I'm sure the blogs, and the fan bases, especially Nicki's, won't allow this to happen. Because for some reason, the fan bases, Nicki's fan base now, hates Cardi more than Nicki. And they have somehow now made themselves believe that this is actually their beef. So I'm sure if I go down in them comments, yo, there's some weird ass people in this world, boy. Weirdos. They have now made it their beef. And they're going to say, Cardi got to apologize to me. Oh, man. Let's see what Girls in Rap said. Amazing. I believe they've been talked it out. They grown. They don't have to be friends, but I don't think they're enemies. I don't think they are either. I've been told you that. Nicki spoke to they wasn't enemies before it started. And I'm sorry. When after Meek Mill allegedly put hands on Nicki Minaj, right? After Meek Mill allegedly put hands on Nicki Minaj, after Kenneth Petty, back on when Nicki was younger, and rest in peace to 109 Light, who told me this years ago, because he knew Kenneth Petty. And he hung out with Kenneth Petty. And he hung out with 50 Cent. After Kenneth Petty, back in the days when they were together the first time, smacked her in a parking lot on the car, right? She forgave Kenneth Petty. She's married to him right now. She forgave Meek Mill. Remember? She forgave Meek Mill. So if you forgave Meek Mill for laying hands on you, and you forgave Kenneth Petty for laying hands on you, you could definitely forgive Cardi B for throwing a shoe and not touching you. I could see if she connected with the shoe and knocked the teeth out. That's a different story. The shoe didn't even hit. The shoe missed by 10 feet. Didn't even come close. Nicki didn't even have to duck. Oh, the blogs. Oh, the blogs are like, no. Please. You know Nicki's fans are all in her DMs, shooting her DMs that she'll never see. Please don't make up with her. You know the blogs don't want it. Because there goes their channel. There goes their channel. They can't survive. A lot of these blogs that are pro Nicki or pro Cardi, if the two of them ever said, we're not gonna be friends, but you know what? The beef is over. My fan base, leave her alone. Your fan base, leave her alone. We're not gonna be friends, but let's put an end to this. This is dumb. Nicki say, "Oh, Barb, if I see you bothering her fan base, right? I'm blocking you or whatever the case may be." Cardi, yo, all you got to worry about is streaming my music. Don't be worried about my ops. Don't be worried about other rappers. If both rappers sat down and told their family, if I catch you trolling them or making threats or photoshopping pictures, or what, I'm going to block you. You will not have access to me anymore. Right? The blogs. Oh man, the blogs. The blogs would be so hurt, so upset, because now they'll actually have to get creative. They'll now actually have to know something else, like moi. They'll actually have to go out and learn about something else. They don't want to do that. They might have to actually really go learn some music other than Nicki. They might have to go learn some hip hop history so they can create some content. They might have to learn some pop music. They might have to learn some Latin music. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. So the blogs that are cool with Nicki and that are cool with Cardi, I'm sure the blogs that are cool with Cardi be saying the same thing. You sure you want to do this? Why don't you think about it? But the people like me, who is diversified in all, realms of entertainment and sports, by the way, and sports entertainment, it don't make me no never mind. It don't matter to me, because guess what? I know a little bit about everything. I know a little bit about everything. right? Well, see, Foxy and Kim's a little different. There wasn't no shoe; those were bullets. So I don't really know about Foxy and Kim because now you're talking about bullets. You're talking about somebody that still killed somebody. She couldn't kill nobody with that shoe. Like she would have to be pinpoint accurate. The shoe hit Nicki in the eye and take her eye out. Lil Kim and then was shooting bullets. So that ain't never happening. That ain't never happening. That's a little bit different. Kim was licking shots, not throwing shoes. So that's the reason why I can't see that reconciliation ever happening. And Foxy was willing to reconcile with Kim. But then when that happened, she was like, okay, see, now she just took it somewhere totally different. You know? She took it somewhere totally different. So again, it'd be great if it happened. I can't see it happening, even though they've already spoken. She already wished her happy motherhood when Nicki was pregnant. And again, they don't have to be friends. You don't have to be friends. I'm sure Remy and Foxy are the friend. Well, they're definitely not friends. Remy and Foxy never made up either. You know, I don't know if Foxy's made up with anybody. Does Foxy and Eve still have beef? Foxy and Latifah? I gotta check. I don't. Latifah is pretty non confrontational. So Latifah may have made up with Foxy. She made up with Shantae. She made up with Roxanne Shantae. And Roxanne Shantae made up with MC Light. Even after she told MC Light, somebody tell her stop acting like a man. Cause I can't stand the bull dagger. But as they got older, see, that was just hip hop beef though. That was just hip hop beef. So, but that was hip hop beef, and that I guess could make up. Remy and Lady Luck made up. You know, that was just hip hop beef. Gloria, I mean, Gloria don't have no problems with Remy no more, but I don't think Remy talks to Gloria. I don't think she does. But yeah, it'd be cool. I don't think it's gonna happen because, like I said, there's too many people around making money off of this beef. You got people like the Shade Room involved. You got people like um, what's that little squirt Kyle site? The one I just went to. Talk of Neighborhood, the Neighborhood Talk involved. Armand Wiggins, what's his name is I'm sure making big money off of being on Cardi's side. Ken Barbie, the Barbie Ken, whatever his name is. So I'm not so sure they're ready for that money to stop. Mm-hmm. People that are making videos about either one of them or both of them 3-4 times a day, they definitely don't want it to stop. But it'd be cool. It'd be cool. And get a real record. Because both their parts on Motorsport was fire. That record's still fire to me. Like I still listen to that record. Let's see what else. What else is going on? Hold on. I saw it. Wait. Something. Did I see something on the Whisper Report? Hold on. I don't even know if I'm following them either. Have they even posted this month? Like, them niggas post once a month. London, UK. Hold on. Oh, they posted from the girls' chat too. The girls' room. Think this is the one. Anne Hetchy, right? Now I think Anne Hetch is an actress. Let's see. Was reportedly involved in a fiery car crash on Friday that has left her severely burned and intubated in the hospital. Now, Anne Hetchy is a pretty known actress. This happened on Friday, which is today. And the Whisper Report made a very good point. Anne Hetchy isn't breaking news, but Tim and Pete is. Isn't that messed up? So you have an actress here, a known actress, that was in a crash that could have been deadly. And now her body is burned. She's had severe burns. We don't know where or how severe. And no one even knew about it. But you knew about Kim and Pete. Oh, she's Ellen's ex-wife. And that even more so. That means she's pretty known. Like I knew the name, but I didn't know. Thank you for that. I didn't know she was Ellen's ex-wife. And nobody said nothing about it. But you hear about Pete and Kim's breakup. That is crazy. That just goes to show where our minds are now. He posted on Kim and Pete, and he posted on Anne Hetchy. I guarantee you, Kim and Pete got more likes, got more views. I bet you. Hold on. So was this the celebrity that they were talking about from the crash on Slauson yesterday? No, she ran into someone's house. So Anne Hetchy ran into somebody's house. What? She ran into somebody's house. What the hell was she smoking? Wow. Oh, they didn't post about Kim and Pete. Well, I see ASAP walking around in his and his leather skirt. ASAP Rocky, y'all want to see ASAP? Y'all got any words on ASAP? I already did my video. Look at ASAP. Look like he went. He got the skirt on, and then what is that? A long sweater. This is the funny part to me. Hold on. In this picture here, it looked like he's got kind of like how when men walk, he got the church clogs on. Like a men walk and they grab their stuff. I'm sorry, ASAP. Don't try to grab your stuff. That's not going to make you look tougher. You walk around in a skirt and some men's church shoes, men's church clogs. Don't be grabbing your dick like that's going to make you. I'm sorry, sir. That's not going to make you look tough. Just because you're grabbing your dick, you're walking in a skirt. Everybody gonna think you're grabbing your vagina, sir. That's not gonna make you tough, my guy. Oh man, this boy got on kulaks, as they used to say back in my day. Rihanna definitely picks out his outfit. She loves him that way. He is her fashion partner. Well, didn't he say, I love my bitch so much I share my clothes with my bitch or something like that? He said something like that in that song. I love my bitch. I treat her like my sis or something like that. Oh, what else? What else? Whisper Report don't really have much on here. I spoke about this blind item earlier. This foreign-born permanent A-list singer is hooking up with the ex that used to regularly beat her. Now, I talked about that on my video. To me, that sounds like Chris Brown and Rihanna. Rihanna ain't hooking up with no Chris Brown, not my opinion. And they can't mean Hassan because that was never public. That was never public. So if Hassan laid hands on her, that was never public. Young Money. All right, so the Young Money thing is taking place. Hold on. I think I saw Drizzy Drake. We're going to talk about this. So let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. So does this, because it only got postponed for 1 week, all right? It didn't get canceled. It got postponed for 1 week, okay? So does this, in you guys' opinion, and you can admit if you were one of the ones saying, oh, he don't really got COVID. He just canceled because he didn't want Nicki to shine. Well, Nicki's back. So would it really make a difference? She's back there now a week later. I can see if like she couldn't come back or whatever. She is now back there in Toronto. So now all the people that were saying Drake don't really have COVID, are you now willing to back it up and say you were wrong? Because what would be the point in him canceling it, postponing for 1 week? What would be the point? If the narrative was he's jealous of Nicki and he's trying to sabotage her, I could see if he canceled everything and then he had the show and then Nicki couldn't come back, then you might be able to divulge into the conspiracy theory. But he took a picture, I believe, in Nicki's dressing room. Hold on. I think he took a picture of Nicki's dressing room. There it is, Nicki Minaj. I see the flowers that he probably gave her. That's probably why he put that up there. So can't keep a crowd excited, as I said. Exactly, Dolly. Chris can't keep. Okay. Chris is dying out. All right, so let's hear it. You know, I'm sure some of y'all was in my comments on my YouTube. Y'all be trying to act like be trying to act brand new when you come into the lives. Nah, I'm here now. The YouTube, I miss a lot of the comments. Like I can only see a couple of them. I'm only gonna respond to a couple of them. So, but I'm here, right here in front of me in my chat. I want somebody that was keeping that energy in my comments, that was coming from other channels talking about, yeah, I heard that he was trying to sabotage. Okay, so now that it's back on again just a week later. Drake said this is the only date he had. And good thing the family's coming back. So Nicki and Wayne. So now, if he didn't have COVID, like a lot of y'all said he didn't, could you please tell me what postponing it for a week accomplished in your mind, since you say he didn't have it? Somebody give me something. Or I'll start going to my comments on that video and find somebody who said he ain't got it. It's fake. And then I'll put your ass on the spot. So what's up? What's up, Adrian Mendoza? All right, so I'm gonna go back. You feel like it's going to go as planned? Well, what do you mean? So, hold on. Let me go to my YouTube video. And I said about the cancellation, right? Your Money reunion canceled. Drake has the C19. Dawn Kemp. Is Dawn Kemp in here? I know Dawn Kemp be coming through sometimes. Dawn Kemp, she comes in the lives a lot. That man ain't got no COVID. He said he just tested negative. Ain't no way you testing negative 3 days later. He just ain't want to perform. Lori. Is Lori in here? I've been seeing Lori in here sometimes. Lori, you be up in my DM. All that partying and thotting and around the world. Oh, okay, no, so she didn't say he didn't have it. Adrian Mendoza just stepped in here. Good thing, Adrian, that you was like, oh, hope he gets better. I was getting ready to call your ass out, Adrian. Drumline Boogie. Is Drumline Boogie in here? Drake does not have COVID. LOL. Nicole Walker. Nicole be in here sometime too. Ain't nobody in here tonight. Nicole Walker said Drake just had that big cookout yesterday with all those people at his crib, and all of a sudden this morning he got COVID. Demo said he must be going back to surgery again. Marie Jane, she be in here sometimes. What's goody, Brooklyn? Something happened, and it ain't C19. Mary Jane said, wasn't he just hopping around on stage over the weekend? But that don't mean nothing. Just because you was hopping around and you may not have no symptoms. When I caught COVID-19, I had no symptoms whatsoever. Rhodacia said, I'm not buying it. Nicole said, I believe the tickets didn't sell. Nicki has one new song. People weren't loving Drake's latest CD. And then there's Wayne. Is what true, Bree? I'm just reading comments. I'm reading comments. Bree, you said, is it true? Is what true? Yeah, so he's so-called. Here's my thing. Summer Walker's pregnant, baby number 2. Now it's 2 babies underage, 2 for 2 different men. This man thought she met in 2019, so it sounds long term. Here's my thing, though. Right? Here's my thing. Drake announced, right, that he had COVID. When was it? The day of? Sunday, right? So he got back a positive test on Sunday. So obviously he must have had it a couple of days prior to getting the test. And then when did he announce that negative test? Thursday? Day of was Sunday, right? What day of was Sunday? No, the day of was Monday. Right. The day of was Monday, because that was on a Monday, correct? Right. And he announced when that he's got a negative test now? Thursday? Wait. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 3 days later, you had a negative test? You probably just got back. You had to get back your positive test either Sunday night or early Monday morning. Because if you couldn't have got it back Sunday night, you was out hanging out. So unless you was hanging out with your friends with COVID, you didn't have to sit back. Nigga, when I caught COVID, it took me damn near 14 days for it to come back negative, for it to get out of my system. Even though I didn't have symptoms for 14 days. So either one or two things, Drake. Either you had COVID and you knew it, and you were still hanging out, which I don't think you put all your people in danger doing that. Or you had COVID all that time and didn't know it. But I'm sure before leaving the country and stuff like that, you had to get a COVID test. You're not leaving the country and going to these other islands or whatever without a COVID test. So you had to take one then. Yeah. But he announced that he got his test back. He had to do it Monday because if he knew Sunday, he would have announced it Sunday. He wouldn't have he didn't announce till Monday morning because that's when he got his test back. So he got back a positive on Monday morning, and then he said, "Whoop, negative test on Thursday." 3 days later, I don't know. You just got a positive on Monday morning. So are you saying it was a fake positive? Well, something was wrong with you because you was sitting up with an oxygen mask on uh Monday during that or Sunday or whatever it was during that FaceTime call with Jack Harlow. You had on a oxygen mask. But how can you get a positive, your first positive on Monday? It obviously had to be a first positive because you was out partying Saturday and Sunday. Because you talk about some fly like a bird on just the night before. Hugging all on Nelly Furtado, giving her all sorts of COVID-19, 20, 21, 22. You was hugging all over Nelly Furtado. So you couldn't have thought you had it then, or else you wouldn't be giving it to Nelly. So, right, monkeypox came out. So, here we go. I'll give you this, right? I'll give you this. If he didn't really have it, if he didn't really have it, and notice Nicki didn't say nothing. Nicki didn't say, "Oh, sorry guys." Unless I missed it. Can somebody tell me whether Nicki made any commentary? I didn't see it about sorry Toronto. Drake got COVID, or she didn't say nothing like, "Damn, Drake was around me. You better not have given me COVID, Drake." Nothing. Does anybody remember Nicki making any comment? No, if she said, I don't think she would get dragged if she said, "Sorry, Toronto, you know, we're gonna get," or Drake, "Feel better." Like, why would she get dragged if she says, "Get well soon, Drake"? She just got finished saying that day, "Drake is my hero." So I don't think she would get dragged. Why do you think she would get dragged if she said, "Get well soon, Drake"? Right. She probably didn't say anything because he probably already told her, "Listen, Nick, I'm not I'm not fully ready. I should have been, you know, I should have been doing rehearsing and getting all the routines down, but I got caught out in Turk and Tobago's and Turk and Tobago, tomatoes, and everywhere other island, and I didn't really practice the way. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take this one for the team. I'm not gonna go out there and embarrass myself because I'm not ready. I'm not rehearsed. So I'm gonna need another week. I've been doing other things. I've had other festivals going on, and I'm just not ready to perform these songs. So what I'm gonna do is don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna take the blame. I'm gonna take all the blame for it. I'm gonna tell them I got COVID. What do y'all think? I'm talking about COVID, and the reason why, and we're going to set this up for next week. As long as I'll fly you guys back, you're okay for next week, right, Nick? Yeah, I'm fine for next week. I'm not doing nothing. Wheezy, you okay, Tochi? Yeah, nah. Let me check my schedule. You said next week. What's that? The 6th, September 6th. I think I might have it. No, it's August. It's August 6th, Wayne. August 6th. Wayne, August 6th. August, August, September. I'm with it. That's the day of the Kate Miller that was going on. But yeah, but that Kate Miller thing wasn't real, so I don't think she would be like, you know, Drake, just cancel it because Kate Miller's after me. I don't think Drake is gonna be like Drake's gonna be like, just handle that. Well, who cares? I think it was something on Drake's end. Because now all of a sudden you see him rehearsing and this. Why wasn't you rehearsing before, sir? How come there's no footage of you rehearsing before the date? I'm going to make my own scenario now that I see these tests because I am sorry. I don't care who you are. You are not testing you are not testing negative for COVID if you just got your first positive on on Monday unless it was false. Right. So Nicki didn't say anything. Notice how she didn't say, I'm sorry, Toronto. We're going to make it up to you. She would have at least said that, even if it wasn't her fault. You see how she was apologizing at the Essence Festival when it wasn't her fault for the technical difficulties, and it wasn't her fault that she said about Hulu or whatever, but she still apologized. She would definitely have put up, hey guys, we were ready to rock it for you. Unfortunately, Drake came out with COVID. Please get some rest, Drake, get better. And as soon as we can make this happen for y'all, the same statement Drake kind of made, she didn't make that statement. Why? Because I believe Drake already told her we're gonna do it next week. I don't really have COVID, but that's I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. But we're gonna do it next week. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Because I am sorry, unless it was a false positive, you are not getting rid of COVID in 3 days. Sorry, it's not happening. It's not happening. The same day. Wow. So I will go halfway with the Drake conspiracy. I will say that now I believe he didn't have it, but I do not believe he tried to sabotage. He said postpone it to sabotage Nicki. That I don't believe because it doesn't make sense. Sabotage her for what? If you sabotage her, you're sabotaging yourself because that's your event, the event you're making all the money from. You know, that's what I believe. Because this thing goes down tomorrow, like this, when Saturday? Yeah, if this thing goes down tomorrow, like never, you know what I'm saying? We just so happened. That's because you already booked it last week, sir. You already booked it last week, though. You still got the same venue. Ain't nothing going on at the venue. Everybody can come back. It's no longer a long weekend, so stop it, Drake. Oh man. But no, I do not believe that he did it to sabotage Nicki. It just doesn't make sense. People just say stuff just to say it because it sounds good. Oh my God, you trying to sabotage Nicki? You think? Look at him. He talk about fly like a bird. When was this posted? 1 week ago. Exactly. I'm like a bird. If he was sick or whatever, or at least feeling any symptoms, I don't think he would have been up there dancing a jig. Okay, yeah, I understand that. The same day he said he had the COVID. Okay, I know. I got you. I got you. Right. Too busy partying and up in faces and making fun of Joe Button and running from bees. He couldn't rehearse. He was too busy running from the beehive. The button beehive, the button hive. When he started making fun of Joe Button, and Joe Button sick them bees on him. Yeah, he wouldn't sabotage Nicki. Like people, he sabotaged Nicki, he sabotages himself. It doesn't make sense. You'll be hurting yourself. That's a big event, and they all look at him. That time when they had a shootout at that event, it wasn't his fault. But they blamed him for that. Because if it's your event, you're gonna take the brunt of it. Drake better get it together. Want another Nicki interview for Joe Budden? I mean, I want one of these. It probably never happened because I don't, and she'll probably won't write a book. Like Nicki looks like the type of celebrity that's gonna probably try to keep most of her stuff private. But damn, what I love a tell all. I would love me a tell all. I told well, listen, Adrian. I already said I would pay Nicki, and I ain't going no higher than this. I pay Nicki 75 racks for an interview. But you gotta let me. It's gotta be my questions. It's gotta be my questions. I'll pay you. No one pays people to interview. I'll pay you 75 racks. That's how much I got my budget. That I can't pay you no more than that. I'll pay you 75 racks for an interview. But I have to be in charge of the question. It don't even gotta be long. 10 minutes. You can make 75,000 in 10 minutes. You'll never make no more quicker money than that. But I gotta ask the questions. And you can't say no comment. You gotta answer the question. 75 racks, that's a lot of money for 10 minutes. But you can't say no comment. So I never got a response to that. So I guess that's my answer. I guess she wasn't down with the I guess she wasn't down with the you can't pick your questions. Because when I did the when I did the request, because you got to send in, the interview request to management and what have you, right? Or if not, you can go through Republic. It takes much longer going through Republic than going through management. So when I sent in a request to the management email, they came back with, well, what type of questions would you ask? Right? If I didn't say I'm willing to pay her 75 racks, they would have never even answered my email. Right? They would have never even responded. They said, well, what questions? Is there question options? And I said, if you mean, does she have options to answer the questions that she wants? No. Not if I'm paying you 75 racks. I said, that's my only thing. I said, and the interview don't even have to be long. All I will need is 10 minutes. But I have to be in charge of the questions. And they never answered me back. They never responded. I was over a year ago. So I guess she's not with I can't control the interview. I have to see the questions. So I'm pretty sure when Joe Button sat her down, I'm pretty sure she knew what he was going to ask. Mm-hmm. Because I'm gonna ask what everybody want to hear. I'm not going up there talking about, oh, so when is your next out? Like I'm not going up there talking that. I go to Twitter to find out those answers. I'm not talking that. I'm gonna talk the good shit. I'm gonna ask the good questions. I want to know. I want to know. The whole world wants to know. But anyway, okay. Oh, let me get out my DMs, child. Get out of these DMs. Hold on. All right, now I said get out the DMs. Let me scroll down here. Jeez. What type of questions would I ask her? It would be nothing boring. No, they answered back. They answered back. I sent them the request, right? I sent them the request because you got to send them through email. You have to so first I send in an email request. They got an email request form. Boom, boom, boom. Interview request form. You got to fill out your company information, this, that, and the other, right? Links and this, that, and the third. Also, so I sent them I was like, having Clark, whatever. I was like, now I actually has been in recording sessions with Nicki. They asked, have you ever interviewed? But I've never interviewed her before. I said, but I did cover a party for her New Year's Eve party in 2011 in Miami. And I filmed that party for her, blah, blah, blah. Then I said, threw down some of the things that I did or whatever. So now once they saw that, right, then I threw in on that page, I said, I'm willing. I know that, Nicki Minaj is a global superstar and her time is very limited. I am willing to compensate her for an interview. I said the budget we have goes up to $75,000. I said the interview can be within 10 and 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, right? Please get back to me, blah, 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 blah. So I send it to them. Now, they respond back to me like 2 days later. And the response back was, her management or whoever takes her interview request. Oh, will there be optionized interview? What type of interview is this? Is this interview, are we optioned to do this interview by email? And I was like, no, I am definitely not paying her 75,000 to do an email interview. No. I was like, it would be either recorded podcast style or it would be live podcast style. Right? So I said it doesn't have to be in person, because at the time, COVID was going on. It doesn't have to be in person, what have you. And once I was like, nah, there's not options. I said, meaning, can she pick her questions? And I was like, if I'm going to be throwing in a compensation of $75,000, no, I would have to control the interview. And I just said, and there would be no questions about her brother, any legal questions, any ongoing legal questions. There'll be no questions about her family. I said it'd be strictly, regular personal questions. I said I'll ask no questions about her husband. I took husband out of the mix. I took out, because I think she had just got married. I took husband out of the mix. The thing with Jennifer Huff wasn't even going on, I don't think, at this time yet. And I said I won't ask about any legal issues. That means the brother. But I have to ask the questions. There'll be industry questions that people want to know. And they didn't respond. So they obviously want to do things like Jay. Jay-Z is only going to interview with certain people because Jay-Z likes to control the interview. He likes to control what you ask him. He wants to be in charge of what you ask him. So he can go home and research the answer. And then when you ask him the question, he seems so smart and quick with it, or what? Because Jay know what question's coming. Right, Lika. Yeah, I'm not with all that. They ain't gonna be no when the documentary questions coming with me. There's gonna be relationship questions because there's questions that need to be answered. One of the questions I definitely would ask her was, listen, I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. I was rooting for you and Nas. Could you let me know? Could you explain to us, that you can, what happened with you and Nas? What really happened with you and Nas? Why did y'all split? Two people from Queens. You could have been the queen from Queens. He could have been the king from Queens. Y'all could have ran the rap world together as a power couple. What happened with you and Nas? I'm serious. What happened? What happened? That's what people want to know. Well, then, Adrian, that's what she gonna have to say. Actually, say that. So, let's see. I remember one time on Queen Radio, somebody called up and said, "Are you going to explain the Rihanna situation?" And you said, What Rihanna situation?" Nicki, listen, we all got eyes. You and Rihanna are cool now, but let's not act like there wasn't a situation at some point. At some point, she wasn't fucking with you. Could you let everyone out there know what happened with you and Rihanna? I'm telling you, nobody's gonna want to interview with me because I'm gonna ask the questions that people always want to know, but they scared to ask them. You know what happened with you and Rihanna? She gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like, all right. Can you confirm to me? And I already saw the text. I'm just gonna let you know. I already saw the text messages, so I'm not even asking you to confirm it. Was you shocked when Cardi B texted you and said, "Congratulations on your pregnancy"? What was going through your mind when you saw that text come across your phone? That's a question I'd ask. Did you fall out with Megan Thee Stallion? Well, I wouldn't call it falling out with her, but we were never friends. We were never friends from the beginning. Oh, so, but you were on Instagram hugging and twerking it up together. So, what happened? Yes, she did. I saw the text. 100% saw the text. 100%. I saw the conversation. I'm gonna interview you, Adrian. Let me know. Absolutely, 100%. I saw the conversation with my own eyes. It was short, but it was still a conversation. Only about 2 or 3 words, but it was still a conversation. But that's just mother stuff. That's just a new mother to a new mother. Hey, congratulations on your pregnancy. You're gonna love motherhood. And Nicki was like, question mark, question mark, question mark. Who this? Cardi said it's Cardi B. Or she may have said it's Cardi. Just wanted to wish you the best. You're gonna love motherhood. Thank you very much. End the conversation. That's pretty much how the conversation went, if I remember. It was short like that. And it was definitely on numbers because um, G sent me the conversation. And she's the one that used to text Cardi. But yeah, definitely, Adrian. Like you, I'm an influencer. I'll definitely interview. I'm a damn good interviewer. When I interview people, they always be like, that is a good question. I interviewed Joe Buttons one time. This nigga was sneezing on me. This nigga had a cold. I was like, yo, we gonna end this interview, sneezy smurf. This dude was answer every time he answered a question, he's like, excuse me. Turn his head, like squeeze his nose and shit. I'm like, this nigga. One time, how somebody sneeze and then like the after sneeze, like in the air, you feel like I'm like, what nigga, what? Okay, man, this is having Hollywood signing off. Nigga, get off. I was like, I'll have to interview you one day. You feeling better, bruh. I was like, this nigga straight sneezed on me. And you got uh what was one of my more funnier interviews? My interview to Cara is always fun because she's always like bopping her titties in my face. Takara is always a fun interview. Um, I interviewed Kim. I interviewed Kanye. Kanye was at at award show on the red carpet, so I didn't get the Looney Tune answer. Kanye, he was getting ready to go into the award show. I was doing the red carpet, and then he was Showtime Kanye. You know. Ah, why do you pay the playtime is over mixtape does? I do see that she doesn't pay a lot of attention to that mixtape, and I liked that mixtape. I may have liked that mixtape better than Beat Me Up Scotty. I like the new Beat Me Up Scotty because it has Seeing Green on it, but that playtime is over. I like the playtime is over better. I think the Beat Me Up Scotty. She do be paying that dust. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis. Now that I thought was a PR stunt. I thought Lewis Hamilton was a PR stunt for sure. I do not believe that fool was who, like, was the dude that she was dating. I think they tried to get Michael back. She tried to get Michael B. Jordan because like she was so called with Lewis Hamilton, and then like 2 nights later she's talking about, oh, shout out to Michael B. Jordan because he's gonna be taking this dress off me later tonight. You're like, but you were just in the hotel with Lewis the night before. That shit wasn't real. I'm sorry. Michael B. Jordan must have been busy. But then after she said that to him, he took it serious. He like, she was looking like, oh, you thought I was serious? I think Michael B. Jordan was like, well, yeah, hell yeah, I thought you was serious. You said he gonna be taking this dress off me tonight. What's up? She was like, oh, you thought I was serious? Ah, what's up? Hey, it's me. No, those were the like I said, those were the questions I would ask. It'd be along the lines of those questions. I would ask those questions. You know? I don't get like I don't get all into the brother and all that. I'm not doing all that. Like those questions are off limits as far as I'm concerned. But relationships are not. Relationship and ending questions like Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B question. That I don't think that's too crazy. Do you regret saying Yo Miley was good? Now in hindsight, if you had a chance to do it again, would you say Yo Miley was good again? I bet she'll say no. I bet she'll be like, oh, I was on one that night. In hindsight, I would handle it different. I probably wouldn't have called her bitch out loud. Like, what she'll probably say, I probably wouldn't have called her bitch. I still may have said Yo Miley was good, but I probably wouldn't have called her bitch. Because that's what got her into trouble. Not that Yo Miley was good. That this bitch that was talking about me, Yo Miley was good. So I think she would say she wouldn't do it again. She would probably say, I would handle that different. That's what she would say. I would handle that different. I thought Lewis personally was PR because I personally don't think Lewis likes women. That's just my personal opinion. You know, hell, he may have been tearing it up in that hotel. She just so he's just so much. Even the taking the pictures on the red carpet, he just looked like he didn't even know how to handle an ass that size. He was looking like, God damn, like he looked like he wasn't used to handling a woman that size, that curvy, that built, that he just didn't look like he looked like he was scared to even grab her. Like this nigga here, this shit ain't real. I think she was using Lewis Hamilton to cover up the fact that she was dating Kenny. I don't think she was ready for the world to see Kenny yet, and that's why I believe she. Because remember, if everyone remembers, she said new boy is actually old boy. So when she said that, she was the reason why she said new boy is actually old boy is because she had dated him in the past. That's what she meant when she said new boy is actually old boy. So I believe that Lewis Hamilton was just a simple, because that came out of nowhere. Like, what? Lewis Hamilton? You know what I mean? I think she wasn't ready for the world to know that she was dating Kenny again. And she used Lewis Hamilton as a distraction. That's just my opinion. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's my opinion, judging from everything. But notice after she stopped dating Lewis, when did they break up? Wasn't no announcement. I'm not like he came there. You could tell it looked like they had no chemistry whatsoever. It looked like they didn't really know each other. She was like, it looked like he came there like, is this room 313? Yes. Nicki? Lewis, glad to meet you. Yeah, come right this way. We're gonna go to this event. Let me tell you what we're gonna do. That's what it looked like. It looked like he showed up like, are you Nicki Minaj? Um Minaj child. Oh, Nicki Minaj. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm Lewis Hamilton. Oh, nice to meet you. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. I never believed that relationship was real. I believe she just used him for just to distract people to say, okay, because everybody kept saying, who's new boy? Who's new boy? Who's new boy? Somebody was like, I think I heard, maybe it was Armand Wiggins say, oh, Quavo, his name was Quavo. Quavo was new boy. No, he wasn't. Quavo was not new boy. She started saying New Boy after Quavo. Quavo was not New Boy. New Boy was Kenny. Right? So anyway, God damn, 255. See, time be ODing. And what the hell am I still doing up? All right, y'all. Why did Zac Efron never popped off? Who, Zac Efron? What do you mean he never popped off? Wait a minute. Zac Efron never popped off? Wait a minute. Say. I could remember women really, really liking him. He's worth 40 million. You don't think he popped off? I do remember at a time like women were really liking him. So I wasn't really into him. So I can't really tell you. I'd have to research that. That's something for me to research. I thought Zac Efron was pretty popular. I kept hearing the name pop up. Like I said, I wasn't really into him. But he was like the good looking white dude, right? No homo. And a lot of women liked him from what I remember. Right. A lot of Netflix movies. Yeah, hey, hell, I make me feel like I don't know nothing. I thought the nigga was doing all right. Say, how come Zach never made it? Like, oh, word? Never popped off would be like Victoria Justice. That's never. Here I am once again, feeling lost now and then. I made this, let it go, go, go. Nah, I like Victoria Justice. I ain't gonna lie. I like Victoria Justice. I like Victoria Justice more than everybody on that damn show. He had plastic surgery on his face. Yeah, well, a lot of them do. Zoe 101. Zoe 101 was Britney Spears' sister. But you don't have to be a dreaming of a dream in action. Oh, Victoria Justice was in Zoe 101. You're right. But Britney Spears' sister was the main actress. Nah, I like Victoria Justice. Like, I was very shocked that her career didn't do better than what it has been because Ariana popped off and Liz Gillies had her own TV show. So she's doing better than Victoria Justice too. So yeah, and Ariana. But see, the thing with Ariana when she was Cat, like she ended up being just as popular as Victoria, but Victoria to me was a better all of. She is more, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, The only thing Ariana Grande does better than Victoria Justice is sing. Victoria Justice was a better actor. Victoria Justice was more talented. Victoria Justice was a better dancer. And Victoria Justice was funny. Like she even did slapstick comedy. Like if everybody don't know what slapstick comedy is, it's when you falling all over the place and jumping and you doing your own stunts. Taking tumbles as a like John Ritter from Three's Company, rest in peace, used to do. So Victoria Justice was doing all that, but she just didn't make it. She just didn't pop off. Yeah, Victoria Justice. I agree, Big Barbie. Victoria Justice deserve much. And then I'm like, I be going there because my daughter loves Victoria Justice, right? She's always saying, "Can you DM her and tell her I'm her biggest fan?" And I'm like, Pepe, these people. I'm like, I don't understand how you can't sell no records, right? You ain't got no damn. Nobody cares about none of your music, but I can't never even get a message on her damn board. 22 million followers. If you got 22 million followers, how come you're not platinum? Every time I try to make a comment on this broad's picture, the last picture, my daughter, oh, please send her a message. 1,540 comments. Why are so many people commenting on Victoria Justice's page? She ain't got nothing going on. Why are so many fucking losers commenting on this girl's page? I can't even get my comment in for my daughter. Compulsive, thank you. I used to be in a singing group. I ain't gonna hold you. I used to be in a singing group. Um, I'm like, why do you got so many goddamn comments, but you can't sell a record? 2,100 comments. I'm like, I told my daughter, I said, she's never gonna see my message. Because number one, she's never gonna see my DM. Every picture, 1,400 comments. Here's another one, 3,200 comments. She's never gonna see my comment. 2,200 comments. Like, dude. So my poor daughter can't even get a DM in. And she loves these people. Like she religiously watched this show. She watched this show all day. She got that shit on binge. That's my daughter. That show, um, Sam and Cat, iCarly, and my daughter wasn't even born in that era, but she loves those shows. She knows them all back and forth. And Game Shakers. So she always has me message and DM these people, and nobody's ever DM'd her. But I'm like, I even sent Ponytail. My daughter was Ariana Grande for Halloween, right? And I DM'd her like 20 pictures of my daughter being her on Halloween. And then she was putting other people, but she didn't even put my daughter's picture up. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why when celebrities answer me back, like when I DM them or whatever, they answer me back, I fuck with them because so many celebrities like I DM for my daughter that she likes or whatever, and she gets so heartbroken when she's like, "Oh, did Victoria Justice answer you back?" I'm like, "This bitch should have answered back. She ain't doing nothing. You have nothing going on, ma'am. You don't have a record out. You don't have a record coming out. You don't got no new show. Your movie's playing, so you ain't doing promo for the movie no more. Why can't you answer a DM about a little girl?" I know, and don't want to answer. That's why I fuck with Cardi B, like because I send You know, her that DM, like everybody that my daughter likes, I sent them all the same DM. Cardi B had over 100 million followers at the time. Had over 100 million followers at the time. How did she see it? Y'all ain't got nowhere near as many followers as her. But y'all ain't see it. But she saw it. But they see when the blue checks, like when the celebrities hit them up, whatever, or when the friends that they know from that don't even have blue checks, the friends that they know from their area hit them up, they see that. When them blue checks hit them up, people they don't even know just because they see blue checks. Oh, they be right back there answering them right back. All right, Carly, Victoria Justice, High School Musical, and more. I'm glad I grew up watching them as they came out. I have to wait for it. I gotta, Dolly and everybody else. And I'm gonna leave after this. I wrote or I'm writing. I already have it in my head, and I'm gonna send it to Daniel Snyder. I'm writing the victorious since. Remember, they got canceled and they never had a finale, right? I'm writing a victorious movie. So this movie can be like the finale. And this movie takes place 10 years later. What the event is, it's their 10-year high school graduation. So it actually takes place 13 years later because they're all freshmen, right? So it actually takes place, but it's the 10-year anniversary of their graduating class. And they're coming back. And this is going to be the first time they really saw each other. Telling you. It's going to be sick. And they never had a finale. And that's how it's going to be. And then what happens is they're coming back. You know, Ariana, what's her name? Kat Valentine is now a singer. But her stage name is Ariana Grande. So she comes back to the Hollywood arts, whatever. She don't talk like that crazy, that silly voice anymore. Like she's like a real diva. She's like a million, like she's Ariana Grande. So she comes back there, and they're like, I'm like, listen, they're gonna be like, how the fuck are you? You Cat Valentine? Like we know you as Cat Valentine, the silly girl, the silly redhead girl. She gonna come back all diva up like, I don't go by Cat Valentine anymore. Yo, I'm telling you, the movie is ill. It is ill. So, and then what's her name is an actress. What's her name's an actress. Um, Jade is an actress, and her acting name is Liz Gillies. Telling you, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. So, and I'm gonna send it to them, and they gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna send it to Leon because I know Leon a little bit. Um, one who plays Andre. I'm gonna send it to Leon. Yeah, I know there's nobody, but they be answering him anyway. I'm gonna send it to Leon. I know Leon a little bit, and the dude who played Sinjin, I know him a little bit, so they'll be able to at least if Leon could probably even take the script, and yeah. Anyway, Yeah, Nicki never responded to me either. And the funny thing is, here's the funny thing about Nicki. She saw my DM one time. She saw my DM. That may have pissed me off even more. She saw my DM one time and she didn't respond. Because if she would have responded, then I could have told her, I could have been able to say certain things that she would have been like, oh shit. Like, because, there's certain things if I say to her, like if I'm like, yo, if you don't remember me, I'm going to tell you some things right now that I can't be lying because it's only certain things that somebody that was around you would know, like the studio name, like the engineer that she used that day. I still mess with him. I still know him. He moved to California, but I still know him. So I could tell her those names, where the studio was, what she said to me, and then I I shot her New Year's Eve party in 2011. If I say all those things to her, and I would say, and you used to call me Long Island because you couldn't remember my name. But when I seen her at the time for the push, she's like, I don't remember your name, so I don't be mad at me. I'm in trouble. But I do remember that you're from Long Island. She said that I didn't remember. So then that whole night, she just called me, oh man, Long Island, Long Island, Long Island. So she didn't remember my name, but she was like, I do remember you're from Long Island. Yeah. Because the only real conversation that we have, other than her asking, your cousin ain't coming here, is he? God bless the dead. Because my cousin was really, he was nothing to play with. And she was like, your Light's cousin? And she's like, you can chill here. Light can't come here. My cousin was something else. And she'd just be like, I hope you ain't nothing like your cousin. And then about Queens in Long. That's how I told I was in Long Island because I was like, that's all we used to do in Long Island. We should just come to Queens for the girls, like because the girls in Queens was all fly. Like back when I was growing up there, that's all. I grew up in Hempstead, New York, and all we did was go to Queens for the bitches. They were so bad. Like back then, the Queens girls was so bad. And it was like, if we can't get the Queens, we'll take Uniondale as a backup because they were like the baddest chicks in Long Island, like Uniondale girls. They were like bootleg Queens. They were like a poor man's Queens girls, Uniondale. Well, wait, what'd you say? Dolly, she smokes. Yeah, all them Nicki DMs go right to, requested message. Remember, it said it took her 2 years to get Bia's. It took her 2 years. She said she DM'd me 2 years ago. So if shit took her 2 years to get Bia's DM, shit. But Nicki always run that line. She said that about Coyle Ray. You DM'd me like 2 years ago. I said, Nicki, so everybody DM'd you 2 years ago and you just getting it? But I can only imagine, you know. If you DM them and it has that little message, when you DM them like, oh, make sure you keep the community safe. That means you ain't never DM'd them before. They ain't gonna see that message. They not gonna see that message ever, ever. But she's actually read my message before, so that's what ticked me off. So I'm like, she couldn't even respond back. But all right, I'm getting out of here. I ain't playing with y'all. Helen Falasad Adu is a Said government name. Oh, thank you, Chris. Sade's government name. Got you. I was wondering who that was. Let me get out of here. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm messing with y'all. You have to wait for the next life. I guess I'll see you next lifetime. That's what she gonna read your DM. I guess you'll read it next lifetime. I'll be a butterfly. You gonna be a butterfly when she reads your DM, Pop. No, I'm just kidding. That's how it is though when you a big superstar. You know, you gotta luck up. You gotta luck up. My daughter would do anything. Like she's grateful that Cardi B sent her that video. She sent it like 2 years in a row too. But like she likes Cardi B, but she loves Ariana Grande. Like that's who she was for Halloween. That's who she watches. That's who she talks about. So if Ariana Grande ever answer my daughter back, my daughter probably cry. You know? She loves Ariana Grande and she loves Victoria Justice. Look. Yeah, she likes Nicki Minaj, but she likes older Nicki because she said because my daughter don't like profanity, so she doesn't listen. She's not allowed to listen to profanity. So when we listen to Nicki, I have to pick the song. So she loves like Moment for Life, Starships, and so because she goes, and then we were listening to ah. Never we listened to that today. You're not by my side. Oh, and then she's like, I wish Nicki Minaj was like how she was when she was younger, because she didn't say bad words, right? Soon as she says that, it's not the nickname, it's the dick name. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, Nicki. Thank God my daughter didn't hear it. I cut it off. My daughter's mother was cracking up. Soon as she was like, "Oh, because she don't say bad words. I like old Nicki Minaj better." As soon as she said that, it's not your nickname, it's your dick game. I was like, "Oh my God!" And then and then she's like, "Why? What did she say?" I said, "No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." But yeah, she likes her. She likes her. She loves Moment for Life. She loves Starships. She plays that every. Oh, and her favorite one, her favorite Nicki song is the one with Fergie. She knows that back and forth. She was sitting in the back like, "Hey yo, yo," and then I said, Pepe, what does Nicki Minaj say? What does Nicki Minaj say every time before she starts rapping? And you ask Pepe that, and she'll say, "Hey yo." She knows what they say. And I said, what does Drake say before he starts rapping? Yeah. What does Cardi say before she starts rapping? Look, my daughter, she be knowing that stuff, boy. Yeah, she know that. So Ariana is saying yeah too. They be got that Drake shit, boy. Drake got everybody saying yeah. All right, well, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for joining me. I am out of here. Goodbye. Good night, sexy 60. Love you, Chan. I appreciate you. Brittany, Lika, good stuff, Lika. Typical Tyson. You go down. Oh, Dolly, my assistant. I love you, Dolly. I have nothing, nothing, nothing if I don't have you. Ooh, my darling, you. I miss Whitney's ass, boy. Mm. I hope so, Lika. I hope so. I hope so. She really she really likes Victoria Justice a lot. And I want her to kind of meet her like while she's still in that mode. Because as they start getting older, they're gonna start that show don't come on no more. So she's watching it, sooner or later, she's gonna grow out of it. So I want her to, meet them, meet her, answer her. I try to utilize the resources that I have, but it's now social media, like it's harder to contact them now because they're like, oh, contact them during social media, but there's only certain things that they see on social media. They like never, people don't even answer emails no more. It used to be like, oh yeah, email me, so and so and so. People, if you don't have their personal phone number, like it's almost impossible to DM them, you know almost impossible. Sorry, injustice. Done with Demi, who, Lovato? Yeah, it looks like it. Demi, and Demi's really talented. I actually really like Demi Lovato. I love her voice. I think out of those girls, Miley and um who else be rocking with them? Like Miley, Demi Lovato, all that little era there. I always thought Demi had the best voice. I always thought the best, but she be doing too much. She don't know what she want to be. She want to be a non-gender half the time. Then she want to be gay. Then she want to be straight. Then she want to be bi. And then then she got in, fell for Miley, and Miley went off and got married. And she tried to act like it was all about that rape. But when Miley Cyrus went and married Liam, Demi Lovato was crushed because she fell in love with Miley Cyrus. She wanted Miley Cyrus to be with her. She wanted Miley Cyrus to be with her. So Demi Avocado. Selena. Yeah, out of that whole little Selena, Miley, Demi was always the best to me. And she had the thick Demi built like a black girl, boy. God damn. I remember when them pictures leaked. Child. That bitch is built like a brick shit house. Thick as fuck. Like, you got black in you. Even before she did that little whatever, remember that thing that you used to do and find out your ancestors? That bitch got black in her. I'm sorry. You need to be with a black man. Black man need to be giving you back shots because she was thick as fuck. Oh my god. These women are gonna be the death of me. I can't even look. I'm trying just to judge these celebrity females for their talent, but it is just too tough. Cause they bodies, they faces, like they just look like they smell good. Like this damn freaking pictures on social media. Like, come on, Nicki. Like, really? It's like, oh. And then the one when the picture, I guess it was Nicki's when she was doing some, looked like she was in the hallway or some shit. She had on the pink and she was twerking and whatever she was doing. And then she had on like this little dress or whatever, and she had the thongs on underneath, and it was just like that dress tried so hard to hold that ass, but it just couldn't do it. Got to be more careful. I said, I'm getting off the fucking internet. This makes no fucking sense. That dress tried so hard to hold her ass, but it just couldn't do it. Oh my god. That ass ate that dress up. So, all right. I'll get out of here. This latest freak. All right, y'all. Thanks. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. We'll see you next time.